Welcome back, everyone. Very good morning to all. Good morning, good evening. Guys, everyone is facing receiving issues with respect to mail, guys. Is it one or two or everyone? Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see, guys, what is the technical glitch. Okay. So let's start or continue the journey of one of the important topic, which is none other than exception handling. Okay. Hmm. Guys, whenever you have not received any link, right? You can join from the dashboard in the live class. I will share you the link. Join from the dashboard whenever from today onwards. Go to the dashboard, join the live session. I will share you from the chat. Okay. All right, guys. Let's continue the journey of exception handling. If all of you are there with me, yes, no, maybe. Everyone. Exception occurs at the compile time or at the runtime, guys. This is an event which occurs at the runtime, which results in what? Abnormal termination of application. Abnormal termination of your application. How do we handle the exception? Anyone and everyone in the class? Using try and catch. Constant interaction must be there. And if someone is there also and new, please do watch what we have already covered so that you can understand. If people are responding, that means we have covered this earlier. Okay. Try and catch. So if example, there are 5 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If there is any exception in the third line, if there is no catch block, directly the matter will go to whom? Default exception handler. All of you agree on this? Will it lead to normal termination of the application or will it lead to abnormal termination of the application? Abnormal termination of the application. Wonderful. Suppose statement number 5 is there in the catch block. And if there is an exception in the line number 2, after line number 2, what gets executed directly? So whatever lines below the line till the catch block, will they be executed? No. Can we write only catch block without writing the try block? In case of try and catch, actual handler is what? So by keeping that in mind, I would like to go ahead and continue the journey here. Kindly understand to the best of your ability. Okay. The most important discussion is what happening today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. The next 3 days. I would like to open this. This is what we have understood so far. Great. I have written the code, connection established. All this is fine. Now what I'm going to do here is I will go down. I will say here system.out.println system.out.println, I'll ask here, kindly enter size of an array. Whatever my user will enter, I will store in integer type of size variable by telling scan dot next int. After which I will say here system.out.println, kindly enter, maybe I'll say here element to be inserted in an array. What you want to add in an array, kindly enter that. Okay. Whatever you enter, I will say here integer type of element. I will say scan dot next int. Guys, I'm talking to Java developers. Whatever code I'm writing, everyone in the class knows by default. Correct? Revision is important. Every concept I'm going to use. Those who are part of our Spring Boot batch, you might have seen every Java concept. Am I not using in my Spring classes? Every Java concept, collection, lambdas, stream APIs. If people don't know that, they cannot understand Spring framework. You should get your hands dirty in Java. Only then Spring Boot means development of the application. And I have to make you developers. If I have to make you developers, my approach is maximum concepts. I'll write the code and explain. Maximum concept you have observed so far. And going forward also, those who are attending my Spring classes, ask them. People say, reverse to me, please, it is theoretical by drawing the diagrams. But I directly get into the code. I will say kindly enter position at which element to be inserted. Why? Because I'm asking only one element here. And if the size of array is 5 means 0 to 4. Which position the element has to be added? That also I'm adding here. I will say integer type of position equals to, or maybe I'll say integer type of index equals to scan dot next int. Great. I will be creating one array here. Integer type of array equals to new integer. And what should be the size? Whatever my user will enter, that is the size of this array. That will be the size of an array. Okay now? Everyone? I will show here system.out.println. I will simply say maybe. After adding this, maybe I'll print data inserted in an array is plus, I will say array of whatever position you have entered. What is the name of array? Array of index. Great. One simple example I have developed here, guys. I would like to run this application. Connection established. Kindly enter the numerator to divide. I will enter some 44. Denominator 4. I'm getting the result. The result is 11. Correct, right? My application is working fine. Kindly enter the size of an array. I will give it as 4. Enter the element which you want to insert, 45. In which position? Third position. Data inserted in an array is 0. Why? Inside third 45 should be there, no? Maybe the way we are printing. Oh, we have not assigned. Sorry. My bad. We have not yet assigned only. We have just collected. I will say here array of index, whatever my user has entered, equal to element. Okay. Now the problem is resolved. Array of index equal to element. Let me run the application here. Maybe some value here. Size of an array 4, element to be 54. Kindly enter the position, third position. Data inserted in the array is 54. Connection terminated. My entire application is working smoothly. Yes, no, maybe. Everyone? Any ambiguity, any confusion here? No confusion. All of you present in the class? Everyone? I will run here. Kindly enter the numerator. Whatever, 54. Denominator, abnormal termination or normal termination? I will run this. Kindly enter the numerator for the division. Kindly enter the size of an array. Can we give array size negative? Negative array size exception. Negative array size is negative here. Now suppose this also correctly have given. Okay. Maybe size is properly positive. Element maybe have given correctly. Guys, arrays are guarded with boundaries in Java. How many locations I have asked here? How many locations I want to have asked here? 4. I will say I want to insert something in the 4th index. 0 to 4 means 0 to 3, right? Array index out. My application is working fine, but because of the user input. Solution for this. All the risky code, what we have to do? Within this block. Then we have something called as, see very carefully, every one of you present in the class. I will say here system.out.println. I will say here some problem. If I run the application, kindly enter the numerator, denominator, size, element, locations, everything is working fine, no? Connection terminated. Connection established, connection terminated. Smooth termination. Any problem? Here, kindly enter the numerator to divide. Kindly enter the size of an array. Some problem. Connection terminated. Connection terminated, but some problem. What problem? Don't know. Some problem. What problem? Don't know. If it is a default exception handler, it is abnormal termination. Connection termination code is not getting executed. But however, at least are you getting to know what is the exact problem? Because it was telling array index out of bounds. Negative array size exception. Right? Arithmetic exception. It was giving you exact problem, but leading to abnormal termination. Whichever code which is responsible to terminate smoothly, that code was not getting executed. But here, whichever code is responsible to get terminated, that is executing. But you don't know what is the problem. Some problem. Getting to know. Now what to do? Write specific catch block. Why are you writing one generic catch block? Specific means I will write one catch block. This catch block will handle only if there is an arithmetic exception. Nothing more than that. Arithmetic exception. I will say system.out.println. I will say here maybe any good message. Please enter non-zero number. Suitable message. I will write one more catch block. For negative array size. I will say here negative array size exception type E. Those who know method overloading concept, tell me guys. If I invoke add, suppose if there are three methods, one add method is accepting integer, one more add method is accepting double, one more add method is accepting string. If I call a add method and pass string, will method with double argument, method with integer argument, will they get executed? No, right? If there is a arithmetic exception, will catch block with negative arrays exception, will that be executed? Or I'll say, please don't be negative. I will say one more catch block. I will say here array index out of boundaries. These are predefined classes. I'll talk about the hierarchy. Okay. System dot out dot println. You will be knowing, Aditya, there are only limited, exceptions. We'll get to know, have patience. Okay. These are minimal. But usually we can create our own exception also. A lot of things are there which you will be understanding. For the first time when you wrote the Java program, don't you think system.out.println public static void main was rocket science? Was that less than rocket science? And most often in my classes, I'll be creating my own exceptions. I'll use very less predefined exceptions. Okay. My dear friends, right now, I have written all the specific catch blocks for every kind of problem. How to write the same code better, I will talk for now. Kindly enter the numerator for the division 100, denominator 0. Am I getting exact message, guys? Please enter non-zero number. So guys, other three catch blocks, are they getting executed? Are they getting executed? And also, am I able to get proper problem what is happening in my application? Kindly enter the size of an array. Please don't be negative. Am I getting proper? So is it particular catch block getting executed here? Yes, no, maybe. Element to be inserted. I will cross the boundary. Please be within your limits. Don't cross boundaries. Connection terminated. Whatever code is there for terminate a connection, that is getting executed. Now, my dear friends, if there are single try, first of all, single try block, can it have multiple catch blocks? What is your answer? In Java, single try block, can it have multiple catch blocks? If there are multiple catch blocks, don't you think based on this exception that particular catch block will be executed? Whenever you are writing single try multiple catch blocks, one recommendation is there. What is the recommendation if you ask me? Write one generic catch block at the end. Why? Why generic catch block at the end? Why? Because as a developer, you have anticipated all the possible exceptions. You've gone through your code. You identified, oh, this is a risk, arithmetic exception, given the catch block. Wonderful job. Good developer. Oh, this is also a risk. Negative array says someone can enter. A risk. Negative array says exception, catch block given. Excellent developer you are. Then again you thought, oh, someone can cross the boundaries. Again, array index out of bounds. You have given exception. Wonderful. And you may feel that there is nowhere other things are not there here which will lead to exception. You are happy that I have given all the possible exceptions. Whenever you have decided your best and you have given all the possible exception, sometimes there might be something which you might have missed. What do you mean by that? I will enter here. Enter the numerator to divide 100. Denominator 4. Size of an array 4. Elements to be inserted. What type of array it is? What type of array we have? What type of data am I entering? Can integer array accept string type of data in Java? Input mismatch exception. So what I'm trying to say, as what did we thought earlier? Was not in your mind that we have handled every type of exception? There was in your mind, right? So whenever you give any specific catch block, no, in the multi-catch block hierarchy, in a multi-catch block hierarchy, we have given specific catch block, generic catch blocks, specific catch block. You should always have to also give one generic catch block at the end. Why? You might have anticipated every type of exception. You might have anticipated every kind of exception. But still, there is a possibility something you might have missed. Generic means exception, parent of all exception classes. I will show you exception class hierarchy also. It's a parent of all exception classes. If I run this up code, kindly understand here. See? See? I have shared that in 10 times before the class. Please be on time to the classes, okay? Because I've shared 5-6 times. All right, guys, everyone in the class? Yes, no, maybe? Is that fine, every one of you? Remember, guys, whenever you give generic catch block, no, it should be at the last. If you try to give at the beginning, compile time error. Why? Compiler is like, hey, this guy is fool. This is a parent of all exception. Exception can handle any type of exception. Parent class this is. I can inject any type of child reference. Why this again, this guy is writing? This developer is mad. This can only handle, no. Why arithmetic exception? Negative array says array index out of bounds. So Java compiler will not even allow. In a multi-catch block hierarchy, the generic catch block with a parent reference should be given at the end, not at the beginning. Why? Because exception means it has capability to handle any type of exceptions. It's a parent of all exception. As per the polymorphism concept, a parent class reference, can it hold child object of any type? All the child objects? So if you give that at the beginning of this multi-catch hierarchy, Java compiler be like, hey, this guy only can handle everything. Why this guy again writing this arithmetic negative, wasting the time? So whenever you write multi-catch block hierarchy, highly recommended to write one generic catch block with a parent reference. That too at the beginning or at the last? At the last. Fine, everyone present in the class, all of you. So can a program have single catch block, single try and multiple catch blocks? Is it recommended to have one generic catch block at the end of every specific catch block? Guys, suppose there is an exception here. Other piece of code, okay, whatever code is responsible to smoothly log out, that is getting executed. But other features, are they getting executed? Are they getting executed? No, right? Do we have something which we can do about it? Yes, we do have. What is that? All right. I'll open this. What I'm going to do here is kindly understand. I will complete the catch block here. Try block here. And this catch block I will write here. I will write the catch block here. And of course, local variable issues will come into picture. I will give it at the, this is over. And for this, I will write a different catch block. For this entire matter, array related matter, I will write in one. All the array related matter I will write here. And these catch blocks are array related catch blocks. At the end, anyway, I have given the generic catch block, which will work for everything. Now, guys, I will just go here. Enter the numerator to divide. I will say here 100. Denominator 0. Please enter non-zero number. That is fine. But are you getting the option to enter the size of an array and other part? Yes, no, maybe. So like this also, try catch also you can write. There is no problem. All good, my dear friends. Always write specific catch block, Rupan. How many of you have understood fundamentally exception handling problem, guys? How many of you have understood? How many of you in the class? All of you. How many can challenge that they can answer me if I ask you questions? How many of you can challenge me? Who can answer my questions if I ask? Whoever want to attend the interview live class, raise the hand. Let me see how many of you are confident. I have some questions for you guys. Who is the daring candidates? Aditya, Dalip, others in the class? Suresh, Soumya. Okay, I'll give all 4 chances for few questions, okay? First chance is for Aditya. Aditya, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, great. I will write some code here. Some statements are there. Try catch I have written. Statement number 5, handling the code. 6, that's fine. Case number 1, if there is no exception at all, whatever you can see on your screen, which all statements will get executed? People can answer in the chat also, Aditya.
From 1 to 6, everything.
Everything, huh? Are you sure, Aditya?
Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Not the catch
Exactly.
one. Not the catch
Catch
block.
block will, guys, catch block will get executed only if there is an exception. What did I say? If there is no exception. Good answer. Catch block will get executed only if there is an exception is what I have told. Correct? Normal termination. Question number 2 to Aditya. If exception is raised at the statement number 3 and corresponding catch block is matched, that means, guys, if arithmetic exception has raised and in the catch block, if I have written negative array size exception, can it handle?
No.
No. Okay, great. Now, whatever catch block is there, it is matching the type of exception. That is the case, it seems. So if exception is raised at statement number 3 and the corresponding catch block is matched, tell me the answer for this.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Wonderful answer. All of you present in the class. 3 exception is there, no? So I have not included, but 3 is getting executed, so only exception occurred. Okay, great. Fine, everyone. Now let's give chance to Suresh. Thank you, Aditya.
Yeah, thank you.
Suresh, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So let me see if you can answer this. If an exception is raised in a statement number 3 and whatever catch block is there, no, that catch block is not matching the type of exception which has to be handled. Maybe the exception occurred is array index out of bounds. In the catch block, you have written arithmetic exception. So if that is the case, if exception is raised in the statement number 3 and catch block is not matched, in that case, what all statements will get executed, which you can see on your screen?
1, 2.
Okay. Will 5, 6, 4, anything will they get executed?
No.
Let's see that. Default exception handler resulting to abnormal termination. Case number 4. If exception is raised in the statement number 1 or 5 or 6, 1, 5, 6, are they part of try block, guys? 1 or
No.
5 or 6, are they part of try block? Inside the
No.
catch, if you want to generate try catch, that's a, we will see that. So in this case, what happens? Normal or abnormal termination?
Abnormal termination.
Again, abnormal. Even if it is abnormal, and even if it is an abnormal.
Yes.
All of you present in the class, if you want, kindly take the snapshot of this. I am turning off my video. I will not share these PPTs. It's my hard work. I can share you PDF of this. I will share you PDF, guys. You don't worry. But if you want, you can take a snap of this. Can we move ahead, guys? Everyone? All of you?
Yeah.
Guys, so far, thank you, Suresh. Guys, so far, whatever we have discussed, it is summary of our understanding, right? So can we say fundamentally exception handling we have understood, everyone in the class? Fundamentally, we know the funda of exception handling. Lot to be understood. This is not that over. Very, very important this is. PPT means code is something different example I have taken. Let me conclude this PPT for now. Okay, let's understand with respect to code. What is this? Great. I'll come next chance. I'll give to Dalip and Soumya, whoever has raised. Okay, 2 chances. Next chance. This type of set of questions I have for 3 rounds. Round 1 is over. 2 more rounds are there. You will get the chance. Is that fine? All right. Then what now? Okay. I will just write this. Not this. Let me write this. Oh, Babu. My dear friends, let me write one more class. No. I'll come to through and throws. Understand this very carefully. I will say launch, interview ask questions. These are, guys. I myself will ask interview questions if you are part of it. And those who have attended the glimpse of spring classes, fast track batch that is. Here, same thing I will do slowly in proper organized manner for 3 months. It is a fast track. I have limited time. So I'm little fast there. But one thing you have observed, if you have attended, kindly acknowledge me one thing in the fast track batch. If you don't know concept of OOPS, exception handling, lambdas, collection, stream API, can you understand Spring Framework? Can you understand? Not possible. Now, if I give you option to take interview, suppose after Spring training, you have got into some company. If they ask you to take the interview, will you not ask that codes our questions, guys? Because you know very well to understand Spring that is needed. It's a default. So what I'm going to do is I'll write some class here. Class alpha. I will write one more class. Class beta. Understand this, okay? I will write this public void and I will say here something. Some calculation. Okay. I will go and write down this logic. Multiple connections I'll create. I will write down this logic. Okay. I will say here alpha connection established. Alpha connection established. No try catch or anything for now. No try catch, nothing. After which I'll say alpha connection terminated. I'll say here alpha connection terminated. Great. One simple code. Any problem to anyone in this code? Normal basic code, dear friends. I will go and write one method here. Public void some display method I will write. Inside this, I'll create the object of alpha type A equals to new alpha. I will say A dot calci. Wonderful. I'll go back here. I will say beta type B equals to new beta. Guys, all of you have understood Java with syntax, or all of you know the memory maps also? Are we syntax developer? Are we real Java developers? Real, right? We do know Java with what happens, how things works behind the scene also. Syntax is fine. We do know that also. Okay. Like we have a clarity of Java programs executions. We know Java properly. We know coding. We are coders. Answer me one thing. Guys, on your stack area, the moment control comes, the first stack frame which gets created is main method. All of you agree? Yes. You are calling display, so display stack also will be created. Correct? Inside this, you are calling calci. Calci stack also will be created. All of you present in the class, everyone, understand this. I'll go back here. I will give it as 8. Let me give the memory size white. This is the program we have written, dear friends. And let me explain you with respect to memories. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Runtime stack area. Okay. Control comes here. The moment control comes, stack frame of main method is created. Stack frame of main method is created. When it is thread is executing, you're calling display method. Control will go to display. Stack frame of display will be created. Stack frame of display. Display method is thread is executing now. Again, you're calling calci. Control will go to the calci. Stack frame of calci will be executed. Now stack frame of calci is running. Enter numerator 100. No problem. Enter denominator 0. No problem, because integer can be 0. No error here. But when you try to divide this 100 by 0, exception occurred. Exception occurred. Who will create the exception object, guys? A method where exception occurred. Method where exception occurred. Inside which stack frame exception occurred, guys? Calci. So calci will create exception object. All of you agree? What type of exception? And hand over to whom? Runtime system of JVM. JVM will check whether user defined exception handler is there or not. Do we have any handler here? Now JVM will not directly go to default exception handler. Why? You told. Yeah, that example, it was that correct. But now JVM will go back to the caller of this method. Whoever has called calci, maybe that guy has handled. JVM will go here. Have you provided exception handler? No, it's not there here also. JVM will go back. Who has called display method? Main method. JVM will go to main method. Have you provided exception handler? Here also not there. Default exception handler. So if exception is not handled in one stack frame, in one method, automatically exception object will be propagated down the hierarchy. Automatically exception object will be propagated down the hierarchy. Is that fine to everyone present in the class? All of you? to the caller of this method. See here. I will run this program. Okay, alpha. Okay, before that, let me just give you this messages also. Main connection established. Main connection established. Main connection terminated. Main connection terminated is what I will say. Terminated. I'll go back here. I'll say here beta connection established, beta connection terminated. Beta connection established. And I will go and take this. I will say here beta connection terminated. All right. Let me run this program, guys. All of you know the control flow. First main connection, main to beta, beta to alpha. Correct? No, the control flow, stack frame, 100. I will say here 5. I'm getting the result here. Result terminated, alpha terminated, beta terminated, main terminated. My application working fine. As a developer, wonderful application I've developed. I will go here and say 100. I will say here 0. Boom. Guys, what exception object JVM is telling? See, arithmetic exception divided by 0 was there. Default exception handler is telling this message. Default exception handler is telling there is an exception. Arithmetic exception by 0. Before matter came to me, JVM told me that JVM went to alpha class calc, it seems. It was not there, it seems. JVM went to beta of display. JVM went to launch of main. None of you handled, so only matter came to me. Default exception handler is like, hey developer, don't blame me. Directly matter didn't came to me. JVM told me that JVM went to calc, JVM went to beta, JVM went to launch. Understanding? All the present in the class. So the conclusion here is, if exception has not handled in one method, one stack, automatically it will be propagated to the caller of this method. Everyone? Yes, no. No issues? All of you? Great. Now, guys, whenever there is an exception, 3 things you can do. Whenever there is an exception, 3 things you can do. What you can do? Handle the exception first. How to handle the exception? Try catch. Number 2, duck the exception. Number 3, rethrow the exception. Handle, duck, rethrow. How to handle the exception, dear friends? How to handle the exception? Anyone in the class who knows Java can help me with handling the exception, guys. Try. Risky code in the try. Then write the catch block. What type of exception this is, guys? Arithmetic, no? Arithmetic exception type E. I will say here some message. System.out.println. I will say here enter non-zero number for denominator. Wonderful answers. I have handled. This is how we handle the exception, guys. Am I handling correctly? Let me go back here. Kindly enter the numerator. Kindly enter the denominator. No problem. Kindly enter the numerator, denominator, enter new 0 and alpha terminated, beta terminated, main terminated. One point of observation, handling exception you have seen. If you have handled the exception in one stack frame, is it getting promoted to down the hierarchy? Is it getting promoted down the hierarchy? If you have already handled the exception Is it getting promoted to down the hierarchy? Are you getting any exception in the caller, guys? Are you getting any exception here? Exception is not coming, no? Are you getting any exception here? No. That means matter resolved here only. Matter resolved here only. All of you, all my developers, are you listening to me, guys? See, focus is the key. For 5 minutes, if you don't listen, while listening with complete focus for 5 minutes, if you have gone to some McDonald's, KFC, or somewhere out, and when you came back, gone. Make sure that you are listening, okay? So, guys, how to handle the exception, everyone knows. But also understood that if you have already handled the exception, is it getting propagated? No problem here. Wonderful. I'll go back here, dear friends. I'll give the name as alpha 1. Beta for now not needed. I think it's sufficient. Let's go with this. Okay. Alpha 1 is what I've given now. Alpha 1 type A equals to new alpha 1. Can we allow user to render the number if there is an exception after handling? It's not about rendering the number, Suresh. You can do that. You can do that. I will give you that in the, what do you say, custom exception topic, okay? You can do that inside the cast block. You can call that method once again. That's it. Right now, if you want, I can show you. You want that logic. That's a business logic. It's not about possibility or not. That's a totally business logic. But since you have told, I will tell you right now what is there inside this. I will just call the method. Let's see. I will run this. See, Suresh, for you, I have written this. Cast block, will it get executed every time, guys? No, right? Only if there is a non-zero. Okay. See, am I getting the option once again? Suresh, recursion will not occur. Why recursion will not occur? My dear friends, cast block, will it get executed every time or only if there is an exception? Every time or only there is an exception? Only there is an exception. So if you write this in the cast block, that means if someone is entering wrong input after the message, are they getting chance one more time? Okay. About this, I have plans. I will talk about this just to start the journey. That's it. It's business logic, no? How can we get exception line number? Wow, how? It is created by JVM behind the scene. You need not worry. This tag frame will create the exception object, Usama. Guys, I am handling the exception here. Suppose I'm not handling. Okay. I'm not handling the exception here. I'm not handling the exception here. If there is an exception generated, will the matter come to caller or not? Will the matter come to main stack? Matter will come to main stack. Main stack at the time of calling the exception, is he aware that if I call this method, he will get exception? Is it the responsibility of developer of main method, guys, to go and check in the calc? Oh, if I call this method, he will cross check every line. What if there is some possible risky code? No, not rethrow. Delete your Java, not rethrow. Rethrow is different. Guys, most of you watches cricket. I hope. How many of you from a new generation who don't know the older? Gen Z, whatever we have. All of you watches cricket. Most of you at least. Are you aware of Rahul Dravid? Everyone? Are you also aware of Shoaib Akhtar? Shoaib Akhtar, Rahul Dravid. I hope. Do you recall the days where Shoaib Akhtar used to run from the boundary, where every batter was used to get scared? He used to run, take a ball and run from the boundary. And with every possibility, he used to ball. And our Rahul Dravid, duck. Do you remember that? Always leaves the ball. Yes, no, maybe ducking. Same thing here. I will not handle. If there is an exception comes, I'll duck. How to duck the exception? By using one keyword called throws. Remember this. Not throw. Throws in a method signature. Throws arithmetic exception. Now, throws arithmetic exception. Remember this, guys. Arithmetic. Throws arithmetic exception. Now, my dear friends, caller of the method, it's his responsibility. Because when you're calling the method, if you go and see the method signature, I've given the warning. Hey, look, this method, if you call, it will throw exception. My part is over. I'll not handle, I'll duck it. Whoever will call my method, it's their responsibility now. It's their headache. Are you understanding, guys? If Shoaib Akhtar is throwing the ball, it's Pakistani cricket wicket keeper responsibility to handle it. I will not do it. Are you getting this? That means I'm telling, hey, look, invoker of this method, if you call this method, it will throw exception. Now, if this method will not handle the exception, his responsibility, it's his headache. Guys, handling the exception is recommended path. You must handle the exception. But if you don't handle, keep one moral responsibility. What minimal thing you can do is, at least inform in the method signature that if you call this method, it will handle the exception. If you don't inform here, caller, how will he get to know that if I call this method, will he go and check the body of the method? No. How will he get to know that if I call this method, it will throw an exception? Are you understanding, guys? So, you have two options, handling the exception, ducking the exception. 99% highest recommended is handling the exception. Suppose if you're not handling the exception, what is the bare minimum you have to do? What is the bare minimum you have to do? Duck the exception. Duck the exception. Now caller must handle. It's a responsibility of the caller. Now guys, is ducking exception equivalent to handling the exception? No. Ducking is different. Handling means try catch. Remember that point. Now it's my responsibility. I will handle it. Okay, if I call this guy, he's throwing the exception, it seems. Let me handle it. Now I will handle. What type of exception also he has told. I will write that exception. All of you present in the class. Now guys, see this. Is it really happening? You all know, you have seen, right? I will say here, maybe I'll say exception, caught at main method. Guys, I will go here and run this application. Alpha main, kindly enter the numerator 100, denominator 0. Guys, exception caught in main. Exception is getting propagated. But at least you have done moral responsibility. In the method signature, you have told, if you call this method, possibility of exception might come to you. Fine, huh? Yeah, you can give Aditya, no problem. If not, you can give generic also, not a problem. Is that fine to everyone present in the class? Now tell me, guys, how do we duck an exception? If someone asks you, how do we duck an exception? Which keyword we use? Throws. Throws, yes is important. By heart that yes is important. Throws. And we duck the exception in the method signature, not the body. In the method signature, we duck the exception. Is that fine, every one of you? All of you present in the class. All good. If you all may permit, can I move ahead? Let's go ahead. 6. I'll give the class name as Alpha 2 because Alpha 1 in the project is there. No. Alpha 2 I'll give. Okay. Understand this to the best of your ability. Okay. Great. All this try catch I'll kick out. All this try catch I'll kick out. I'll kick out this try catch. Okay, great. Fine. My dear friends, if I handle the exception here, let me see if you could able to recall 4 minutes ago what we have discussed. Will the matter go to the caller of this method? If you are already handling the exception, will the matter go to the caller of the method? Handled in alpha only. Alpha. Arithmetic exception. Huh? Will the matter go, guys? Everyone in the class? No, it will not go. Agree? So the matter will not come here. Fine, huh? How? What is the proof? The proof is simple. Here also you write try catch. Here also I'll write the catch block. I will say one message. Exception caught by main. Guys, if catch block is getting executed, that means exception is coming here. If the catch block is not getting executed, that means there is no exception here. Is that the understanding? Whatever code I have written here, if that is getting executed, that means exception came to main method. Whatever code I have written here, if that is not getting executed, that means exception was not there in the main method. Correct? All of you? I'll go back here. I will run this application. Kindly enter the numerator to divide. Denominator. Handle in alpha. Alpha terminated. Main terminated. Have you got the message exception caught in the main method? Can we use both try, catch and throws together? Akash, we can use it. And how to use? What is the situation to use? I will tell you right now. Okay, Akash? Why we may have to come across that situation, I will tell you. Guys, the conclusion point here is, if exception has not handled, the matter will go to caller of this method. Correct? All of you agree with this? If you're not handling, at least bare minimum duck it. In the method signature, say throws, so that the caller will get triggered that if I call, I'll get the exception. Bare minimum. Third point, if you're already handling the exception in a method, will the matter be propagated to the hierarchy? The situation is, I want to throw the exception object manually after handling. It's called as rethrowing. After handling the exception, I want this exception object to be propagated. I have already handled the exception here. And I want to throw this exception to the caller also. Sometimes propagating the exception, propagating the problem will be in need of this manually. Practically also, I will show you the situation. For an instance, guys, if you have lost your ATM card, debit card, someone goes and tries in the ATM machine. 3 times if they try, the ATM should block you. Don't you think the matter should go to the bank also? Suppose within the ATM limits, if it is handled, if the matter is not getting propagated, then he will try in different ATMs. That means the hierarchy should be that upper hierarchy should be aware of it, if there was some problem here. So what I'm trying to say is, sometime the situation will arise that if you have already handled the exception, that you may have to propagate to the caller. That you may have to propagate to the caller of these methods, that there was some problem there. If you don't handle correct. But if you handle, will it be propagated, Vasu? And others in the class? If you handle, is it getting propagated down the hierarchy? Is it getting thrown? Now I want to throw the exception after handling. It's called as rethrowing exception. Throwing handled exception is called as rethrowing an exception. How do you do that? Guys, if exception occurs, which block gets executed? If exception occurs, which block gets executed? So I will say here, throw which exception? What is the reference variable? E is a reference variable. Throw this exception. Throw this exception. Throw this exception. Guys, can you write any statement after return statement in a method as a basic Java developer? Can we write that? Is it possible? It is not possible. Similar to that, throw means lines below throw also will not get executed. Throw means you're telling control to a thread, take this exception, get out. Take this, immediately leave. Leave the stack. Control would leave the stack immediately. If there are any lines below that, that will not get executed. See here, alpha terminated we have got now after the catch block, whatever code was there, we have got that. But right now you will not get it. See here. Enter the numerator, denominator, exception handled in alpha, exception caught in main. Have you got the message alpha terminated? That means after catch block usually gets executed. No. Code after catch block usually gets executed. But if there is a throw statement inside the catch block, will it be executed? And also guys, whenever you are rethrowing, no. If you are already handling, if you are rethrowing, is it not your responsibility to write throws at the method signature? Because whether you are handling or not handling, the caller of the method will be aware that if I call this method, it will throw an exception to me. Are you all understanding? Guys, if I want to throw exception manually, see, if you already handled, will it be thrown to the caller of the method, guys? If you are already handling, generally will it throw to the caller of the method? But after handling, if I want to throw, which keyword is used? It is recommended, Aditya. I will show you the use case also. Not everywhere, but based on the situation. Which keyword is used to rethrow an exception in Java? What is your answer, guys? Is throw keyword, throws keyword, are they same? Throws keyword we write in the method signature. Throw keyword we write inside the catch block. First a difference. Done. Not just in the catch block, inside a method anywhere. I will show you the other use cases also. Throws keyword is used to duck the exception. Throw keyword is used to throw the exception manually. I am forcefully throwing it, manually throwing it. Lines below the throws keyword will get executed. Line statements below the throw keyword will not get executed. If you want this to be executed, I will use one special block in Java, which is the most important block. Finally block. Finally. If I run this, guys, now see the difference in the output. 100, 0. Are you getting the message alpha connection terminated? One thing I would like to talk, my dear friends, everyone in the class, please listen to this. Catch block will get executed only if there is an exception. Everyone agrees to it. Finally block code, exception, if it is there, it will get executed. If exception is not there, still it will get executed. Whether exception is there, exception is not there, whatever code is there inside the finally block will get executed. Always here, I will enter the proper one. Still, are you getting the message? Alpha connection terminated. Whatever code was there inside the finally block. If there is a throw keyword, exception occurred, exception didn't occur, finally block will get executed no matter what. So usually we use finally block to close the resources. Resources closing in IO, JDBC, you'll understand. That means we are Java application getting connected to outside the world of Java, database, to hard disk. You're opening the door of Java to outside the world, to database, to hard disk. And after performing the operations, must and should for you to close the door of Java. Resources closing, you have to do it. Suppose in the process, if exception occurred, immediately resource has to be closed. If there is no exception occurred, resource has to be closed. Door of Java has to be closed. That means, can we write the code inside the finally block, guys? Can we write the code inside the finally block? So whether exception occurred, exception not occurred, finally block, is it getting executed, guys? Can we use finally block without try catch? We can use without catch block, but not without try. Try and finally can be used. I will tell you the use case. Fine. All of you present in the class. Guys, interview question. If you want to execute the statements below the throw keyword, usually once I use throw keyword, control, the thread will leave the method immediately. And if I want to execute some statements after the throw keyword, which block I can use? Whether exception occurred, exception handled, exception not handled, exception occurred, exception did not occur, exception handled or not handled, no matter what happens in the code, I want something which has to be executed irrespective of the situation. Which block I can use in Java? Is the matter close to everyone, guys? If someone asks you to tell the difference between throw keyword and throws keyword, if someone asks you the difference between throw and throws keyword, will you be able to tell? Everyone in the class? Yes, no, maybe. How to, okay, let's have some few interview ask questions, guys. How to manually throw an exception in Java? Not at main to the caller, not at main Akash, not at just main to the caller. The caller could be something else also. The real use case, I will tell you in the custom exceptions, okay? Which keyword is used in Java to manually throw an exception? Throw. Which keyword is used in Java to duck an exception? Throws. Is throw keyword and throws keyword, are they same? Both of them are same or different? Statements below the throw keyword generally don't get executed because thread will leave the method immediately. Whatever we say control, no, it's actually thread. In the multi-threading, I will tell you. Whether exception occurred, exception did not occur, exception handled after occurring, exception did not handling. Irrespective of the situation, if I want some piece of code to be executed, which block is used? All of you present in the class? Yes, no, maybe. Every one of you? Everyone? Are you all there? Understand the summary, guys. Understand the summary. Is it recommended to write the code like this? Important codes also. If exception occurred here, gone case, no? Closing of the resources is gone. Not recommended. If you close in the catch block, what if there is no exception? What if there is no exception? It will not get executed. Not recommended. Whether exception occurred, exception did not occur, it will get executed. Correct? Take a snap of it, every one of you. I hope this is summarizing your understanding, guys. Is this what you have understood? My dear Java developers. To maintain the risky code, to handle the exception for the cleanup code, resources opening, to hand over the exception to JVM manually, to duck the exception. Is this also clear to everyone? To summarize for what we have? Take this snap if you want. If you want, you can take this snap of it. Done? Guys, I have told you at the beginning, no, only 2 classes got over about exception handling. What did I say? I'll make sure that all of you are pro in exception handling. You will not be having any issues with exception, not just exception handling, any concept you learn from me, I can assure you that. This is a basic skeleton. This is how the things are there. There is something called as try with resources. Remind me at the end of Java, I will show you the real use of this. Try with resources. Very important concept. They'll ask in the interview. I cannot say right now because resources only we have not opened right now. I want Dalip to be given this chance, after which, okay, Suresh or someone else. If no exceptions occurred, Dalip, could you please tell me which will be executed? Again, inside that also try catch, Usama. Inside that you have to write try catch. Inside the finally block. Nesting of the try catch. Okay. Inside try. If there is no exception, Dalip, are you there in the class? Your voice is not audible. I think Suresh already got the chance. Suresh and Aditya, I think both of you got the chance. Others in the class who want to be part of it? Okay, Soumya. Are you there, Soumya? Are you there?
Can
No.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So if there is no exception, what code will be executed?
Inside try and inside finally.
Great. Inside try and inside finally. 100% correct. If there is an exception and corresponding catch block can handle that exception, what will be executed?
Inside catch and inside finally.
Inside try also will be there, no? Line is there after the inside try. So output will have inside try and finally everything.
Oh, okay.
Great. If there is an exception and corresponding catch block is not matched, whatever catch block is there that cannot handle that exception, in that case,
Inside try, then inside finally.
finally, either exception handled, not handled, occurred, every case it will get executed.
Mhm.
Great. Now let me just give thank you chance to maybe Avishal Birazdar. Are you there, Avishal? Maybe let me see if there is a code here. Okay, I have case 4 here. Unfortunately, no case 4. Next time I'll give the chance. I'll have 2 more, guys. 2 more exams I have on this. I will give you chance there, okay? Okay. All right, guys. Now tell me, guys, if exception is raised, exception is not raised, handling only will not come. Will finally block be executed, guys? Suppose if there is no exception, will finally block be executed? If exception is raised and exception is handled, finally block, will that be executed? If exception is raised and exception is not handled. Finally, block. All of you present in the class, everyone. Yes, no, maybe. That's all for today, my dear friends. Allow me 2 minutes of time. I will share this in the chat, and after which I'm open for your questions. Thank you so much for being with me in today's class. Exception handling, many things are there here, Sugnesh. Exception handling part 3 and part 4 is the next 2 topics. Exception handling part 3, part 4. Guys, you may feel so much you have understood. Again, if I say 2 more classes, is there a lot to be understood about exception handling yet? That's the meaning, right? I will not leave you. When I told that you all will be master, you will be masters. I don't mind taking 2, 3 extra classes. Both of us will not lose anything 1 week of extra classes. Neither it is a loss for you, nor it is a loss for me. If I take 1 or 2 weeks extra, is there any loss for you or me, guys? Will you lose some big opportunity, or maybe I will lose something? No problem, Dalip. That happens, technical glitch. All right, guys, open for your questions. Anything you'd like to talk? Seems like Java 23 is released today at September 17. Yes. Java 23, forget about this. According to me, my personal experience, 90% of developers, even though Spring Boot is forcing us to use Java 17, we are still in Java 8. That's the fact. PDF I will share at the end. Okay. Not now, at the end, Akash, I will share you. At the end, I will share. Okay. I will package that and I will share you as one zip file. 2 more classes are there, guys. I know you felt right. You have understood exception handling. We have understood. Lot more things are there to be understood yet. So tomorrow's class and day after tomorrow's class, exception handling only. Okay. Many things I have planned to discuss. Rajesh is not able to find September 13. September 13, I think there was no class, Rajesh. We have sent the mail. And September 13th, Friday, I was not feeling well. I was sick and there was no class. I'm a manual software tester. We are wanting to learn automation with Java. Which of your Telescope course should I take? Full Java, first of all. Full Java, you should know. After which Selenium, you have to learn by yourself. Selenium is not included. Learn Java plus JUnit 5. If you want development, then Java, after Java, Spring Boot. Okay. If you want to get into automation, after Java, Selenium of your own choice. Java will be taught in a way that you will be pro. Pro in the sense, you will be pro, real pro. You can say that I know Java. You can compete with some 3-4 years of developer and say that whatever Java you know, I also know that. Do we cover Kafka in this course? Kafka is a separate topic, will not be covered, but I will discuss how to integrate Apache Kafka and Spring Boot. One application I will develop using Kafka. I will connect to Kafka server. I will publish the message and I will write one subscriber application of Spring Boot where the message will be consumed. How Kafka topic, Kafka server, Zookeeper will work. One example, one application I will develop. Are there any changes in exception handling post Java 1.8? No changes, Vasu. One extra part is there. Try with resources, which added in Java 8. After which there is no changes. Are we planning to take React or Angular or any front-end level after this course? No. But we will add you some, for one batch, we have done live classes of React. That recordings will be added in your batch, okay? As an extra. We have not told that, we have not promised, but I'll request our team to add the React.js lectures in your dashboard. Enjoy. Which of your Java courses should I take, please? Nero, you can take one course which I have covered only core Java. where JUnit is also there. JUnit Core Java SQL is there. SQL JUnit recorded Core Java live, but live class recordings. You can watch that. But if you want to go for development, this course, Niru. If you want full development, it is easy. If you are a manual tester, you may feel the development is difficult. It's easy. I can make you easy. Guys, with so far classes, could you please respond in the chat? Am I trying my best to simplify the things? Is it easy development? Java, is it difficult or easy, guys? It's easy. See the feedback, Nero. Okay, it's a live class feedback. If you practice, that's more important. Condition, terms of conditions are there. Okay. But if you have already pre-decided that you want to learn only automation testing, no matter what, then Selenium is not covered. Just watch there is one course, ask our team to make you register there. Java Simplified. That batch is over. Right now, we don't have that. You can watch the live class recordings. Fully easiest way Java I have taught there. JUnit 5 recordings are there. SQL recordings are there. Java properly, JUnit 5 and SQL, if you know, Selenium easily you can learn. Okay. Difference between fast track batch and this batch. This batch, entire Java live, entire Spring Boot live, entire microservices live. Fast track batch, only Spring Boot, entire Spring Boot, all modules of Spring Boot live, that too in 8 days. And microservices, Docker, Java, all of that has been given as a live. As a recorded. So since I have a 8 days there, so I have a limited things to teach. But in this batch, I can teach little extra detail and slow pace and make you understand better. Because there I have a limited time of 8 days. I have to complete everything. Here I don't have. But there also will make you complete every concept. But here the things will be like, I have 3 months of time. I will teach entire Spring Boot microservices in 3 to 4 months of time. Detailed in like proper way. There also proper way only, but in the fast track. But microservices will be recorded there. Here it will be live. And Spring AOP will be recorded there. Spring AOP live here. And like here we will have group projects. All of you can do a project. There will not have group projects. That's it. But there every concept of Spring I will cover. Nothing will be compromised. Here Java also is live class. There Java is not live class. Even if you join now, 50% of Java is covered. But it is like you can watch the recordings of that class. You'll understand better. And I hope you got to know the level of core Java detail which we are discussing here. Dalip, yeah, I'll unmute you, okay? In arithmetic exception, if you do not allow user to enter 0 in the part of exception handling or business logic, then the exception only will not occur, Avishal. I will tell you that. I'll come to that point. Very good question that is actually. What if we handle if and else? What is the need of try and catch? Same thing I can manage in if and else only. Correct, Avishal? What's the need of this? It is interview asked question. I will talk on that. Very good question. I will create that question in your mind in tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's class. Yeah, Dalip, you can talk to me. You're still not audible.
Hello, sir. Is I audible now?
Yeah, now a little bit audible.
Yeah, sir, like we have done that example. We have multiple try, catch, and method. It's propagating by caller method. Sir, in the case of finally, does it is acting as a one method or Java itself written that specification like when there is a finally it must execute.
They have given specialized things, specialized feature for the finally block that irrespective of the situation, exception is occurring, not occurring, handling, not handling, whatever code you write inside the finally block, that will be executed. So I will discuss more on the finally. I will say can I use finally for the return statement? If there is a return statement, will finally dominate return statement or not? What if there is a system.exit? Who will dominate what? So little more on the finally block I will discuss. But for now, everything which is there in the finally block will get executed.
Yes, sir. I just know related to memory map. Like you showed the memory map.
Everything is getting executed on the stack area. Remember this. There is a concept of threads. Thread is available only in the stack area. So if something has to get executed, it has to reach to stack area. If something is getting executed, meaning it is getting reached to the stack area. If something is not reaching to the stack area, they will not get executed. So at the end of the day, the actual execution, the thread is available in the stack area only.
Okay.
So everything has to reach to stack area if it has to get executed.
Okay. That means that finally has specialty in the
Nothing, it is
stack
a part
area.
of a method. No, finally, can you write outside the method? No. So it's a part of that method stack area.
Okay, sir.
All right, guys. For mutable string, compare the address. Why not values did not execute exact point? Compare the equals method. Usama, yesterday I've told multiple times actually, equals method is coming from the object class. In the object class, equals method, Java developer has coded in a way that it will always print the references. Okay. In string class, Java developers has overridden that method and they've given the body because of which actual content is getting executed. But in string buffer and string builder class, they have not overridden the method. That means whatever behavior of equals method was there in the object class, same behavior got inherited in the child class, string mutable and buffer class, right? Builder and buffer class. So only if you use equals method, it is comparing the references. Because equals method body is been coded in the object class as though it will compare only references. It is mutable. It is immutable only. Yeah. See, only mutable means string buffer, string builder must be there. Okay. String buffer, string builder, mutable. Apart from everything is immutable. Yeah, sure. You can ask. You want to talk and ask? If we get an exception and handle in catch block, how do we know the line number where we get the exception? As a developer, for unchecked exception, you have to anticipate the possibility of exceptions. As a developer, you have to, if not, it will tell by default exception handler, that's fine. But as a developer, you have to anticipate the possibility of all unchecked exceptions, which code will lead to an exception, possibility of exceptions for unchecked exceptions. There are two types of exceptions actually, checked exception, unchecked exception. Checked exception, the possibility of exception will be checked by compiler. Unchecked exception is the developer responsibility. Lot to be discussed, guys. I need 2 more minimum classes to conclude the exception handling topic. And collection is what the next topic I will start. Collections, annotations, enums. After that, I will cover multi-threading. During the collection only, I will discuss map also. I will discuss generics also. I will discuss stream API also. Okay. Yes, Akash. RESTful services means enterprise application. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I'll give you the code snippet. It is there in the handwritten notes which I have shared with you. If not, I will do it in live class. Okay. Any more questions to be discussed, dear friend? We will cover that after collection at the last TR. Not just that, other important features also we will cover. Okay. Sealed classes, optional classes. No, it's not about not related to exception, Usama. Yeah, I can do it. It's 2 minutes topic. If it is there in my course of notes, which I have shared with everyone, handwritten notes. But if not, I'll just do it. Okay. Oh, okay. Why do we use using multiple exception when we have exception handled it? Why multiple exception? In my LinkedIn profile, you can just scroll down. Munaza, your question, I could not get it. There are different types of exception. No, based on the type, I have written multiple catch blocks. And I suggest Munaza to rewatch entire Java from scratch. I mean, it will be good for you, so that you can have a better idea. Watch it in 2x speed from scratch and in a flow, so that whatever small ambiguities are there in your mind, that will be cleared off. Okay. 2x speed. 2x speed means you can complete in 1 or 2 weeks only. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for being with me in today's class. We will meet tomorrow exactly 7 a.m. and continue the discussion of Java. Okay. So thank you so much for being with me in today's class. Thank you, every one of you.